Thanks for being with us, Titus. We're so excited to talk to you. This is such a crazy time in the world, but it's a very exciting time for you. Congratulations on your Emmy nomination, sir. I mean, this is old hat for you at this point, but congratulations.
Oh, it never gets old. It never gets old.
Well, I was going to ask about that. I mean, this is your 5th for Kimmy Schmidt, and it's like, could you ever have imagined when you started this little Netflix show that you'd be nominated 5 separate times for a primetime Emmy?
No, I never dreamed that far. I moved to New York. I wanted to be a Broadway star. That's as much ambition as I had, and that got put on pause for a bit, and in between jobs, and then all of a sudden, something beyond my wildest imagination could have conjured, and so to be recognized for it as many times, I mean, guys, that's just, I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm still humbled by it, truly.
Well, we'll take the praise for you. You well deserved. So congratulations.
Yeah. We're so excited to see you so excited about it. I mean, I think like Dan and I speak for like a larger audience of like the world. Like, you know, your performance is so deserving of the recognition, and we're so happy to see it.
Thank you.
Of course. Speaking of Broadway, I've long been a Broadway fan of yours and of Broadway, I guess, in general. It's such an interesting time for the stage community. Do you have some thoughts about the future of Broadway, what we're going to do, when we're going to go back? Or are you going to
I don't know. I know that it is, unprecedented times, and, how a business model could emerge that would, support safety measures that we would have to take should a vaccine not be procured in the next 6 months to a year, and we got to get back going, because Broadway, I think, contributes, like $58 or $54 billion a year to New York City's economy.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money. Yeah, man. So I'm without words. I have no idea. I know this is a hard time for so many of my colleagues, and we do our virtual sing-alongs and try and keep morale high. It's the best we can do.
Yeah, that's the best. That is the best you can do. I mean, it is such an unprecedented time, obviously. With that being said, it was a pretty exciting and certainly diverse year for television. I'm wondering what you have loved this year, what you have watched this year, and if maybe viewed this time at home, this quarantine, to catch up on anything. What have you loved to watch this year?
Oh my God! Well, this will be eligible next year for the Emmys, and if she doesn't win every goddamn award, it will be highway robbery.
Now,
Michaela Coel.
Wait, who? I was gonna guess. I talked over you. Who'd you say? I was gonna guess.
Well, who are you gonna say?
I don't know.
It's a show called I May Destroy You.
Of course.
Absolutely, I so agree.
I don't think we have to worry about her going pretty far next year. I know. I haven't watched it yet, Titus. It's like been on the top of my list since the day it came out.
What are you waiting on?
I know.
It is pure genius. Every single episode, there is not a moment wasted. It is wonderful. It's really.
She's already, cleaning up. She had that incredible profile and interview done, and that show is amazing. So
it's amazing. It's amazing. I've been watching that. I watched Perry Mason.
Okay, yeah. I haven't watched that either. I know.
You are disappointing me, my friend. It's so good. It's tempered. And it's wonderful, wonderful performances. Particular standout is, I don't know her last name, but I think her first name was Tatiana. She was in Orphan Black.
Tatiana Maslany, yeah. I'm gonna tell you a story that I don't tell that many people. One year I was at like this award show after party, and drinks were flowing. We were having a good time. Brittany came on over the speakers, having a great time. I was just kind of dancing with people, turned around, danced for about 20 minutes with Tatiana Maslany.
No, you didn't.
Swear
you
to
must
God.
have been in heaven.
It was amazing. She was amazing. She was like, it was like, you know how, I mean, you know better than me, certainly, but these sort of like after party things can be kind of like button up affairs or whatever, but she was there in like t-shirt and jeans. She's heaven on earth.
She strikes me as a very centered, very down-to-earth woman.
Yeah.
How was she as a dancer?
As a dancer, Sam asked me how she was as a dancer. She was an incredible dancer, actress, dancer. I mean, she can do everything. Speaking of people, she is, yeah. Speaking of people who can do everything, Titus. Something that I have watched is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Kimmy versus the Reverend, which I loved. I thought it was so fun, and as such a fan of the show throughout its run, watching the movie really gave me so much closure, and it was so nostalgic. I wonder what it was like for you filming, because in TV, you don't often get these moments to really put a stamp on something, put a period at the end of your sentence, and like, especially that final scene, so many guest stars came back. It was a really special viewing experience. What was it like to make?
Yeah, well, you know, the truth is, there wasn't as much distance between wrapping season 4, going into press for season 4, starting to film season 5, and then ramping up for press, sorry, not season 5, but for filming the special, and then starting press for the special. So the Kimmy family didn't have that much time away from each other. So while watching it, you know, from a consumer standpoint, I can see how one would have a sense of nostalgia. But for us, it felt like we never left. You know, we never left the world or the wonder and awe of having the opportunity to work with one another. But it was such a joy, and it doesn't go lost on me. You know, my good fortune and being able to get into the sandbox and play with the likes of Tina Fey and Robert Carlock, two of the geniuses, I think, of our time in terms of comedic writing. So it was amazing. Shooting an interactive special is the most confusing fucking thing I've ever done in my life.
I was gonna ask about that. It seemed like it must have just been like totally crazy and chaotic.
But you know, a lot of the credit, or rather credit in general, is often not given to the script supervisor. They have a hard job. So, and her name escapes me, but I believe her name was Mary. She did a brilliant job of holding it together, and Claire Scanlon directed it, and they were wonderful about reminding us where we were in the story, because the scenes were just enough similar that you could, you know, hear the word action and be in two totally different scenes than your scene partner. So, you know, it can be quite confusing, but it was a treat.
Yeah, shout out to maybe Mary. We love Mary. One of my favorite scenes was the Freebird karaoke scene. Are you a karaoke person? Is that something you love to do? What's your go-to song? Like, what's the lay of the land?
It's interesting. I have to let me be honest. I did not do a lot of, for two reasons. I'm hosting this new karaoke show for Netflix. So for me to be brutally honest with you would sound anti that show. I never enjoyed karaoke personally, but I've certainly enjoyed watching people get lost in the art form of karaoke. I think I find, I'll sing for pleasure, like around the piano, but I have no real, I have no desire to go to a bar and, you know, do drunken karaoke. And I also, I'm sorry?
I'm just gonna say, if you did, Titus, nobody else would get up the rest of the night.
Nah, that's the other thing though. I'm also not that type of performer. Like I don't have that competitive streak inside me. It makes me very uncomfortable. So I that's also probably, maybe that's the larger reason that I never really did it. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I had also never heard Freebird before we filmed it. It was my first time ever being exposed to the song, and so many people were just like, how could you, this song is so famous, how could, I'm just like, well, I guess I lived in a different world. But I had a good time singing. It was fun.
Well, yeah, you blew the roof off the place. You were amazing. Speaking of performing music, you've done your own. I have to say the video that you put out earlier this summer for your song. Can we swear here? Let's say we could swear.
Dance motherfucker.
Was amazing, and it was so gay, and it was so great, and there was so much meaning behind it. I loved it. What was the inspiration there? And moving forward, can we expect some more dance stuff from Titus?
Very good. Well, the answer to the last part of your question is we can expect a lot more from me, just in general. I don't know of what, and I don't necessarily think it out in the way that it comes across. Whatever comes up, comes out, and that's what I try and give voice to at the time. I didn't set out to do like a dance song. A lot of the lyrics, or in fact all of the lyrics in the interior of the verses, were things from my journal. And I was going through a particularly dark time last winter, long before quarantine was upon us in the coronavirus. And I found myself a sense of immobilization, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And this music sort of lured me out of this new otherness that I was feeling. And when the coronavirus descended upon us, I was introduced to a couple of writers and producers, and we put this whole thing together. And the more I listened to it, the happier I got. And the happier I got, I thought, well, this would be hoarding to not share this with other people. If it's doing this for me, it could probably make other people just as happy. So that's why I put it out. I would love to do more dance songs. I just sort of,
We would love to see it and to dance to it, and maybe to do drunken karaoke actually to it as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Next time I do karaoke, I'm going to karaoke to your song.
I would love it, and you have to film it so I can see it.
Bring it full circle. Well, Titus, thank you so much for your time. You are a dream, and it has been an honor chatting with you. Best of luck next month.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, honestly.